Hello and welcome to Igniter. My name is Ankon. Today we will discuss about the displacement time graph of linear motion, which is very important for class 9 ICSE physics. So a lot to know, a lot to discuss. Before that, please hit the bell button to get a quick update of all the videos. So let's go. If a body moves in a straight line path, its motion is said to be in one-dimensional motion. One dimension. So this is called actually one-dimensional motion. It is also known as linear or rectilinear motion. So this linear and rectilinear motion is very important to explain the following graphs. The representation of the linear motion with the help of following graph. Here there are three graphs we will explain. Number 1, displacement time graph. Number 2, velocity time graph. And number 3, acceleration time graph. So here we will explain these three types of graphs. Note one thing, that is, if the motion has a specific direction. So what is specific direction actually means? Specific direction actually means it doesn't change its direction with respect to time. So in this condition, the displacement time graph, this is called the displacement time graph. So this is displacement time graph. So the picture of the displacement time graph is same as the distance time graph. So this is the distance time graph. I hope you will understand. And similarly, velocity time graph, this is velocity time graph, is same as speed time graph. Look, first of all I would like to show you the displacement time graph. So here it is the displacement time graph, is the graphical representation, and it is x-axis and this is y-axis. So time is taken on x-axis, this is x-axis, and displacement is taken on y-axis. So this is the proper graphical representation of displacement time graph. There are some points to remember. So remember one thing, that is the time is taken on x-axis, and there is a question always behind this reason, that is why time is taken on x-axis, why it is not taken on y-axis. So the reason behind that, the reason behind that is the time is independent term. So time is an independent term. So what this independent term actually means? It means time doesn't depend on any other physical terms. So this is the reason why time is taken on x-axis, and the displacement, this is displacement, so the displacement is taken on y-axis. This is displacement on y-axis, and this is time is taken on x-axis. I hope you will understand this. And look, I draw another graph where time is taken on y-axis and displacement is taken on x-axis. So if you draw displacement time graph in this way, so this is the absolutely wrong. So this is the wrong representation of displacement time graph. Look, now I take 4 coordinates of time and displacement. So here the unit of time is second and the unit of displacement is meter. So when the time is 1 second, the displacement is 10 meter, and when the time is 2 seconds, displacement is 20, time is 3 seconds, displacement is 30, time is 4 seconds, displacement is 40. So now I will draw these points on this displacement time graph. So when the time is 1 second, displacement is 10, and when the time is 2 seconds, displacement is 20. So this is the point. So when the time is 3 seconds, displacement is 30. I will draw these points properly so you can understand this. So when the time is 3 seconds, this is 3 seconds, and so this is the 330 point, this is 30, and this is 3 seconds. So when the time is 4 seconds, displacement is 40. So this is the 440 time. So now I will join all these points properly from origin. So I join every points. So this is the actual representation of displacement time graph of this time and displacement coordinates. So now I will show you another feature of displacement time graph, which is slope. This is slope. Slope is very important in displacement time graph, and the slope actually indicates the velocity of this displacement time graph. So now I will show you what is slope, and this is the definition of slope. So the slope of a line is a number. Remember, it is the number that describes both the direction and the steepness. This is the steepness of a straight line, and it is also called the gradient of line, and it is denoted by small m. So now I will show you how you will calculate the slope of a straight line mathematically. So this is a straight line, this is a continuous straight line, and take 2 points on straight line. This is one point whose coordinate is x1, y1, and this is another point on straight line whose coordinate is x2 and y2. So now from the graph you can see this length is x1, this length is x1, and this length is x2, and in case of y, this is y1, and this length is y2. And from the definition, the actual formula of the slope is, you can see this is the formula of slope. You can see, which is y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. So this is the formula of a slope of a straight line, and it actually indicates that the change of y by change of x. So you can see y2 minus y1 actually indicates the change of y-axis, and x2 minus x1 is indicate change of x-axis. We can also write from this equation, that is del y by del x. Del y actually the mathematical term which indicates change of y, and del x is the mathematical term which indicates change of x. And now there is another formula of slope, which is m equal to tan theta. This is another formula of slope. In trigonometry you already learn about what is tan theta. Look, this is a right angle triangle, this is the 90 degree, and this is height of a triangle, right angle triangle, this is base, and this is the hypotenuse. And this is the theta. So according to trigonometry, tan theta equals to height by base. So this is the formula of tan theta. So now I will put this formula on this m equal to tan theta here. Now I will show you how from this graph you will calculate this theta. So this is the right angle triangle and this angle is theta. So this length, the base of that is x2 minus x1, and height of this right angle triangle is, this is the height of right angle triangle. So this is actually, this length is y2 minus y1. So height of the right angle triangle is y2 minus y1, and base of that right angle triangle is x2 minus x1. So if I sum up all this formula, so I can write slope equals to m equals to tan theta equals to y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. So this is the ultimate formula of the slope of a straight line. So previously you saw the displacement time graph. This is the displacement time graph, and now I will show you how from this displacement time graph you will calculate the slope. So this is the previous graph where the coordinates, the 4 coordinates I have drawn, and this is the straight line. So to calculate the slope of this straight line, I have to take 2 points. This is 1 point, and I have to draw a right angle triangle. This is the right angle triangle, and this is the theta. And Now the slope equals to, this is the height, this is a height, and the slope equals to del y by del x. So this is the del y, and this is del x. The base is del x and the height is del y. So del y actually indicates displacement. Look carefully that del y actually indicates displacement, and del x, this is the del x, actually indicate time. So I can write time in place of del x. So from the definition, displacement by time actually indicates velocity. So this is the reason why slope of a displacement time graph, slope of the displacement time graph gives or indicates velocity. I hope you will understand this. So as always, please like and share our videos. If you have any query, you can write on our comment box below, and subscribe our channel to get all the latest updated videos. Thank you for watching.